everybody, so today's video is going to be my February wrap-up and my November, why did I say November? My March TBR. I'm losing it. It must be these space buns that are throwing me off. I just don't know. I'm losing it. But anywho, so today's video is going to be my wrap-up and TBR, and I'm really excited to get to my TBR because I'm very excited about the books that are in it and not necessarily the books in my wrap-up because I did not read that many books, but the book I did read, because the single book I did read was a really good book, and I can't wait to discuss it with you guys. So let's get into this video. Last month in February, I actually started off reading this book, which is Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness, and I read the previous book to it, which was A Discovery of Witches, the month beforehand in January, and I loved it. So I started audiobooking this book, and then I went home for a few days, and then when I came back, I just forgot about it. And now here we are today with me still not finishing this book, but I do want to finish it because I'm very excited about it. I got probably 100 pages in, and then I kind of just went mind numb over it, and I just don't know why I forgot I was reading it. It was weird. But I did read another book this month that I did read fully, so yes. And that was The Alchemist of Bloom by Elise Kova. And this book was Pre-Zootopia Book Club Book of the Month, and I am so excited to say that I did read this, and I did love it, and I thought it was such an excellent read. We are working with Keymasters Press for this book, and I'm really excited that we got to do this book for the book club because it did kind of make me see steampunk in a new light, because I used to kind of like steampunk. I didn't love it, but I did read it when the book sounded good, and this book sounded great, and it kind of just evolved me as a reader almost to see that steampunk didn't have to be totally jarring to a storyline, and it managed to kind of meld the genres of fantasy and steampunk together to an amazing book that is just so phenomenal, and I really did love it, and I cannot wait to read more of her writing. 4 out of 5 stars. Woohoo! So because I did not read that many books this month, which I'm really bummed about, but I think it's mainly because I was really busy these past few months and that reading was kind of put on the back burner, but that's okay because you shouldn't force yourself to read. You shouldn't force yourself to read when you want to watch really ridiculous YouTube videos on the weird side of YouTube, okay? Anyways, so let's get on to the TBR because I'm very excited about what I have to read this month, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Okay, so the first book I am currently reading, and as in currently reading, as in I started the first page and it sounds really good, and whenever I asked any of my friends if I should read this, they all screamed at me saying yes. And that is City of Thieves by David Benioff, and he actually is a writer for Game of Thrones. I found out through a friend of mine, and if that is wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it's correct because my friend who told me this is a Game of Thrones fan and a fan of his, and I'm so excited to read this book because it is a World War II novel, and you guys know how much I love World War II historical fiction. So this book is really a coming-of-age story during World War II where the Nazis were controlling Europe and all that crazy stuff. So it sounds very good because it's about these two boys who meet when they were both thrown in a jail cell, and instead of being killed, they're given a shot at doing something else that is completely ridiculous. Securing a dozen eggs for a powerful Soviet to go and use for his daughter's wedding cake. I know, isn't that weird? But it's kind of interesting. It really, like, that was the part of this summary that really got me into wanting to read it. So they embark on this hunt and they kind of come to age during it, and crazy stuff goes down in it. I hear that it is a funny book, but also a very meaningful book, and that's what I love about these books that take place in this time, because it's important to always remember what happened, and you know, putting a swing on things, like a little mix in it, like humor, is something that I haven't read that many times in books like this, so I'm really curious to see how that's going to turn out. Okay, so the next book is a book that is one of my most highly anticipated reads of this year, and I'm so excited that I get to say that I shall be reading The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This book is a Black Lives Matter novel, and I have never read a Black Lives Matter novel, and I think it's so important that everybody does, because it's important to see, you know, life through somebody else's eyes, especially in a time like the one we're living in now. And I am so excited to read this book because it's about a shooting and a girl who gets caught up in the middle of it, and she's the only one who knows the truth behind what happened. Okay, and finally is the Pre-Zootopia Book Club book for the month of March, and I'm really excited about this because, first of all, March is my birthday month, so I think that all the books I have in today's video is a really great mix of different genres and different storylines and premises, so it's gonna be a very awesome birthday month for me because I'm gifting myself the gift of amazing books, hopefully. So the book we're gonna be reading this month is The Valiant by Leslie Livingston, and I am so excited to read this book because I've been seeing it everywhere. It's always on my newsfeed, and it's about time that I go and read it and get to see what it contains. This book is about a girl who's a princess, a captive, and a gladiator. So it is a book about female empowerment and power and awesomeness and gladiators, and I have never read a book about gladiators before, which is kind of funny because I do love the idea of gladiators, and I think that is a very interesting part of history, so I don't know why I haven't read one before, but this will be my first one and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. So this month we are working with Razorbill to bring you guys this book, and I'm so excited to get into it and see everything that it has in store for me. Okay guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below what are some of your books you shall be reading this month. I would love to know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!